Hi, it's Caitlin and I'm here with my May polish pickup video, and I actually almost forgot that I needed to make this video, so I am quickly getting it out to you as soon as I can. So the theme for this month is something to do with outer space, and all of the polishes, as always, are fantastic. I have 12-ish polishes to show you, and they will be available exclusively in the polish pickup shop from May 3rd through, I think that's the 6th. I'll include the specific times down in the description, and I will also include the polish names in the description and whether or not there are caps on them, which means if there's a limit to how many that will be available, and the prices. And I think we should just get into the nail polish. We're starting off with Bee's Knees Lacquer, the Daglan, and this one is inspired by the House of Flame and Shadow book. And it's described as a mid-toned purple base with pink to gold to green aurora shimmer and hollow flakes. As you can see, this has a very nice formula. It's a really soft finish and it does build up well in 3 coats, so I will show it that way. The hollow in here is nice and tiny, and it is sparkly, and there is a really pretty shift to it, which you will get to see very shortly. Once you build it up in 3 coats, you definitely get opacity and you get a deeper purple finish, which is so pretty. The shifts in here are really nice and quite plentiful, which you might not be able to tell from this particular vantage point, but it's really pretty and very sparkly. I do really like this polish, and I think it is because it has this kind of softness to it that, I don't know, I think you can see probably what I mean. It's somehow very delicate looking, even though there's a lot going on in it, and I don't know, I just really like it. It feels really unique and sort of understated. Next up we have Chameleon nails. This is mysterious Uranus, or is it back to being called Uranus? I don't know, I don't keep up with planetary science, but this one is inspired by Uranus and the many mysteries that the planet holds. It's a violet jelly base with a vibrant green to turquoise to blue shimmer with fine silver holographic glitters and silver reflective glitters. So Chameleon Nails is new to my polish pickup videos, and this is an incredible first impression. This is a gorgeous polish with a beautiful formula. It is sheer, but it builds up really nicely in 3 coats. And what impressed me most about this was the incredible holographic glitters. They catch the light so beautifully. This is the hollow I've been missing in my life, and it's just so rainbowy. This is what I want when someone includes silver hollow glitter in their polish. I expect it to be this level of hollow. So this does have reflective glitter, but it is not overly textured. It smooths out with 1 layer of top coat. And as you will see, the hollows are ridiculously sparkly. The shimmer pops off the nail and from the base perfectly. This looks good in every single lighting, and I'm essentially mesmerized by this one. I just can't wait to see what else Chameleon Nails comes out with, because this one just impressed me so much. Here is Clionadh Cosmetics. Octahedrite, and this one is inspired by this sub-classification of iron meteorites. So this is a blinding silver magnetic flake nail polish. It has galactic holographic glitter and a mirror-like finish. It's described as an interstellar polish that looks equally out of this world, magnetized or unmagnetized. They specifically recommend applying 2 coats, then magnetizing the third to achieve opacity, or you could layer it over a dark cream and magnetize in 1 or 2 coats. So I opted to do sort of like a velvety-ish effect, but you definitely want to lay down a good 1 or 2 coats and magnetize the third. I magnetized after the first, but it's kind of up to you. This is so pretty. I hope I do it justice because it is really very like sci-fi looking with the silver base. It is incredibly sparkly. The holographic glitter in here is that really gorgeous kind of hollow glitter that I crave, much like Chameleon nails. So I'm always thoroughly impressed when nail polish makers use a really high quality, super rainbowy holographic glitter. And I actually am showing it magnetized on my index and not on my middle finger. So you probably clocked that before I had to tell you. I also magnetized my ring finger, so the middle and pinky are 3 coats on its own. The index and ring are magnetized with a velvety type effect. Unfortunately, I didn't have a sunny day to show this off, but you know, you do what you gotta do. In here, I'm gonna show this with more of a magnetic stripe effect for anyone who's curious. I did not follow the instructions that Clionadh Cosmetics gave. I saw that after the fact. So if you want to see how this looks with more of a stripe effect, you can definitely do that by watching my video right here, right now. Skip ahead if you don't want to see it. But when you do it this way, the silver gets collected by the magnet and you're left behind with more of a black background, which gives more of a galaxy effect. So it really is however you want to wear it. It looks amazing anyway. I tried it out and I was just really impressed with this polish. Oh, and we're back to the other manicure I did. Here we have Sassy Sauce, a pain in the asteroid, and this one is a smoky base with a glowy red to copper shimmer and blue to black shifting ultra chrome chameleon flakes. This one is inspired by asteroids, obviously, and I think it does a really good job of taking that inspiration and turning it into a polish. This one is even enough and sheer enough that you could use it as a topper if you wanted, but I do like sheer polishes and I really like this finish that Sassy Sauce does, so I'm showing it built up on its own in 2 or 3 coats. And you can see that it has really great payoff. It will not be difficult to remove, and it's going to be very shifty, as you will see in a second. So here you can see all of the shifts. It almost has like that ghostly disappearing base effect at extreme angles. And it has just a gorgeous glow to it. It's very fiery, and those blue flakes are really pretty and interesting. Here we have by Dany Vianna. This one's Milky Way, and it's inspired by resin art, which I guess is inspired by the Milky Way, and it's a sheer white curly base with black irregular glitters and gray and black mini stars. So the curly base for this is very nice and even. I was very impressed with the formula. You do get quite a few glitters on your brush without really having to try, which is fantastic news. When you are using acrylic, you don't have to be fishing around to get the glitters to place them where you want. So this one will be best built up in 2 or 3 coats depending on how opaque you want your white base to appear, or if you want more of like a delicate look, you could just leave it in 2, totally up to you. But I absolutely love star glitters, always have, always will, so I always like to see nail polishes that use star glitters. And of course, the more layers you paint on, the more of that sort of ponding effect you get. And like I said, I was really impressed with how many glitters came out without a ton of effort, and they just looked really good, again, without a ton of effort, so I was really impressed. And I am going to be showing Glisten and Glow Glitter Grabber, which is also available this month in the Polish Pickup. Because this is a crelly with glitters, you definitely want to get a smooth finish, and that is what Glitter Grabber will help you do. So after you're finished applying the polish, you apply 1 coat of Glitter Grabber, let that dry for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can go in with your favorite quick dry top coat to get a glassy smooth finish. After 1 layer of Glitter Grabber, you can see just how smoothed out the crelly is, but you do want that additional layer of top coat to help everything dry quickly and seal everything in for just the most gel-like finish ever. That's why I love using Glitter Grabber, because it kind of gives the look of a gel manicure without having to deal with the removal and the curing and all of that. So obviously this polish is not going to give you any shifts, but you can see just how pretty and fun it is. I love a good black and white polish, and the stars are just such a fun addition. Next up we have Phoenix Indie. This is Moon Prism, and this one is inspired, of course, by Sailor Moon. This one specifically says it's inspired by the brave warriors who came from the moon to save our world with their magical powers. And the intention with this polish is to emulate the sailor transformation. And in order to do that, this polish uses a tinted base packed with sparkly golden, green, turquoise, pink at extreme angles, aurora shimmer, hollow flakes, and a touch of reflective glitter. This one does have just a tinted base, so it is purpley, but it is sheer, and you will want to build it up in 3 coats. It honestly would work beautifully as a topper too. It would just have that tinted purple base, so it would probably work better over something purple or pink. I was able to get a really smooth finish with just 1 layer of top coat for this one. The reflective glitter is Use sparingly, not overly textured, and won't be difficult to remove. Here you can see the beautiful effect of this polish. The shifts are gorgeous. I've seen a ton of other fellow swatchers showing this off, and it always catches my eye. It's just such a pretty color. I love the extreme angle color shift that you get, and the reflective and hollow glitter is such a pretty touch. Next up is Rogue Lacquer Moonstone, and this one is a creamy grayish base with strong blue purple glowy shimmer, and it's inspired by moon rock and the moonstone gemstone. This has a really smooth and even finish. I was really impressed with it. It goes on like butter. It has a beautiful formula and it builds up to opacity really quickly. I left it in 2. You might need 3 depending on the length of your nails, but I was super happy with it in 2. Do use a good glossy top coat. That will help give it a shinier finish. It does dry down a tiny bit dull, but it has a beautiful glow to it, and it definitely looks like moonstone. Moving along, we have Cuticula Extraterrestrial, and this one was inspired by extraterrestrials. It's a deep green jelly base with orange to red to green to gold large particle shifting shimmer. If you're a green lover, this will probably excite you because it does have a really unique deep green jelly base, which we don't see a lot. So I was really pleasantly surprised by this, and the shimmer is beautiful. It catches the light gorgeously, and it's just super shifty and interesting. It's very fiery. I would say that this looks best built up in 3 coats because the base is on the sheer side, but it will build up really perfectly in 3 coats. As you can see, the difference between 2 and 3 coats is astounding. It does dry down a little bit dull, so use a good glossy top coat. I am using Cuticula Limitless Quick Dry Top Coat, which is available this month. I think it's in some sort of like extraterrestrial rock candy type flavor. Not flavor, don't eat it scent. I love this top coat. I talk about it all the time. So if you haven't tried it yet, pick up a bottle. It dries quickly, and look at this polish. It looks fantastic. The shifts are stunning, and it's just got an incredible glow to it. Moving along, we have Glisten and Glow Omega Centauri, and this one is inspired by the globular cluster in the constellation of Centaurus that was first identified as a non-stellar object by Edmund Halley in 1677. This is the largest known cluster in the Milky Way, and it's estimated to contain 10 million stars. This polish is a black cherry base with brown undertones, It has added hollow flakes and a star cluster of gold shimmer. Now this polish is beautiful. I am a sucker for a black cherry base. This has a beautiful formula, and the hollow in here is really beautiful. It catches the light gorgeously. This one is best in 2 or 3 coats. I did 3 on my index, 2 on my middle, and I am topping it off with the Glisten and Glow Top Coat. It's not available this month, but their glitter grabber is, which I showed earlier over the Milky Way Crelly. It works beautifully, especially if you're into glitter polishes. And here you can see the gorgeous gold shimmer. I didn't experience any staining with this one. It's got a fantastic formula, and I absolutely love it. Here we have Garden Path lacquers. This one is called Centuries Secret Societies, and this one's a white jelly base filled with a strong red to orange shifting shimmer and sparkling rosy coppery micro glitter. It's a perfect non-boring neutral, which I'll completely agree with, and this one is inspired by images from space, but also a song that immediately popped into Karen's head, which is Space Dog by Tori Amos. This has a really good formula. As you can see, on me it covered really nicely in 2 coats. It does have a sort of creamy texture to it, and it covers evenly and beautifully. It does dry a tiny bit texture because of the micro glitter, but it's not difficult to remove, and it will smooth out with 1 layer of top coat. The hollow in here, I will also say, is very holographic. This is just such an interesting polish. Definitely on my skin tone it works really well as a neutral, and yeah, it's just so pretty in the sun. And I'm losing my voice. I really like the hollow in this one. Next up is Paint It Pretty Polish. I'll be right here. This one's a very lightly tinted blue base with pink to orange, blue to green, and pink to purple, and yellow to green iridescent flakes with a pinch of teeny tiny blue glitter. Everyone probably knows by now, if you've watched my channel, that I love these kind of tinted base polishes, so it's fun that there are 2 this month. This one is just so pretty because of the iridescent flakes in there. There are a ton of different color shifts, and if you look super closely you can see these like pinpoint blue glitters. They're not holographic, but they just add this really interesting effect to the polish, and I really like it. Now this you could use as a topper if you don't really like sheer polishes, but it builds up really nicely in 3 coats on its own. You might see a tiny bit of your nail underneath depending on tons of different factors, but this is a really fun polish. It's beautiful with the blue base, and the inspiration is E.T., which that movie made me so sad as a kid, so the name also is so sad. Anyway, I really like this polish. I really like the iridescent flakes in it, and it's super shifty, so check it out. And last but not least, we have Polished for Days. Hey Mercury, Can You Not? This one is inspired by Mercury in retrograde. This is a deep berry purple/red base with a strong red to orange to gold multichrome shimmer and a matching red to orange to gold magnetic shimmer that can be magnetized. So due to the fact that the two pigments match, the base shimmer and the magnetic pigment shimmer, even when you magnetize the polish, you will still get this striking multichrome shimmer effect, and this is just stunning. So I'm going to show it both magnetized and unmagnetized for anyone who's interested. It's gorgeous both ways, and I just super like this polish. You can also see that the formula is like buttery smooth. It goes on like an absolute dream, and you'll be good with this one in 2 or 3 coats, depending on your application style and, of course, your nail length. So here it is, magnetized, and it's just so indescribably beautiful. I really like it. The magnetic effect is like kind of bouncy. I don't know, it's just really fun. Is another polish from Polished for Days. It's their crystalline top coat in diamond. So this is a holographic top coat, not a topper. So you can put this over any polish to add a little sparkle without the extra dry time. So you don't need another top coat over this, which is very convenient if you don't want 6 million layers of top coat over your manicure. So here you can see the hollow. I tried to blur it out. This is over the magnetized manicure, but I will show the polish next without the magnet applied so you can see how pretty it is. And I will note that the crystalline top coat dries to a slightly satin finish, so it's not going to give you that high gloss finish. So if you do want a high gloss finish over top, you probably will need another layer of top coat, but what I'm showing, what you just saw, is how it looks when it's dried down. So here I'm working away on this second optional way of wearing the manicure where I don't apply the magnet, and I can't decide, but I think I might prefer it without the magnet applied. I'm going to be honest, and I love the look of magnetic polishes, but they're just so much work, and then the magnetic effect usually disperses over time, so I'm team non-magnetized, and you can see just how gorgeous this is. Regardless of applying the magnet, it has such a juicy glow to it, and the shimmer is kind of sparkly in and of itself. It's beautiful. And I will also show this with the crystalline top coat over top. I do have a few favorites, or at least standouts this month that honestly blew me away. The first of which is the Chameleon nails polish. It is so vibrant and gorgeous and sparkly. Honestly, whatever ingredients they're using, that is some of the most holographic and sparkly holo that I've seen in a long time. And I've kind of been on this kick lately about like the quality of ingredients in nail polish and what seems to be happening, but whatever Chameleon Nails is using, whatever they have over in Germany is incredible. So if you're looking for ridiculously sparkly holographic nails, definitely pick up their polish. I also really love the Polish for Days. What is it called? Mercury Can You Not? Something about Mercury retrograde, which is just hilarious, but also it's so glowy. Whether or not you magnetize it, I might even prefer it without the magnet applied. It's so glowy and so red and rich and vampy. I love it. The other polish that I really got excited about was the Clionadh because it's so sparkly as well. It's super holographic and twinkly, and it's one of those polishes that looks amazing with the magnet applied or not. I really liked it when I kind of did like a velvety effect. It's just super cool, and I'm very into like silver robotic looking nails, and that definitely achieves the effect. So let me know in the comments what you think of the polishes that I had to show you. Let me know what's going to be on your wish list for May, and have a great day wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Bye.